What if a single night changed the balance of power in the entire Middle East? Missiles lighting up the sky, air raid sirens echoing across cities, and a conflict that could reshape global politics. This is not a scene from a movie. This is the rapidly escalating confrontation between Israel and Iran, a conflict that has shocked the world and raised fears of a much larger regional war. Tonight we break down what happened, why it happened, and what could happen next. I'm Mehdi Hassan, and this is a special documentary report. Part 1, How the War Began. The latest escalation began on February 28, 2026, when Israel, reportedly with support from the United States, launched a large military operation targeting Iranian military and nuclear facilities. The operation struck multiple locations across Iran, including sites believed to be connected to the country's nuclear program and military command centers. According to reports, several senior Iranian military officials and scientists were killed in the strikes. Israel described the operation as a preemptive move to stop what it believed was an imminent threat. Iran, however, called it a direct act of war, and the response came quickly. Part 2, Iran strikes back. Within hours, Iran launched a series of missile and drone attacks targeting Israel. Air raid sirens sounded across multiple cities as missiles crossed the sky, and Israeli air defense systems scrambled to intercept them. Despite those defenses, some missiles managed to hit residential areas, causing casualties and damage. Footage circulating online showed explosions in urban neighborhoods and civilians rushing to shelters. The Israeli government declared a national state of emergency, closing schools and restricting public gatherings across the country. But the conflict didn't stop there. Part 3, the war expands. As the confrontation intensified, the conflict began spreading across the region. Armed groups aligned with Iran, including Hezbollah in Lebanon, also became involved, opening new fronts along Israel's northern border. Military analysts warn that this could turn a bilateral confrontation into a multi-front Middle East war. At the same time, cyber warfare and digital attacks have reportedly targeted communications networks and infrastructure on both sides. This means the war is now being fought not only with missiles and fighter jets, but also in cyberspace. Part 4, Global Consequences. The impact of this conflict is not limited to the battlefield. One of the biggest global concerns is energy. Tensions around the Persian Gulf have already caused major disruptions to oil supply routes, sending global oil prices sharply higher and raising fears of inflation worldwide. Economists warn that prolonged instability in the region could trigger economic shocks far beyond the Middle East. For countries dependent on imported energy, the consequences could be severe. Part 5, What happens next? Despite the escalating violence, diplomatic efforts are ongoing. Israeli officials say they are not seeking an endless war, but insist their military campaign will continue until strategic threats are eliminated. Iran, meanwhile, has vowed to continue responding to attacks. This leaves the world facing an uncertain and dangerous question. Will this conflict escalate into a full-scale regional war? Or will diplomacy manage to pull the region back from the brink? Closing, one thing is clear. The Israel-Iran confrontation is no longer a shadow conflict fought through proxies. It is now unfolding in the open, with consequences that could reshape the Middle East and affect the entire world. For now, the world watches and waits. This is Mehdi Hassan. Thank you for watching.